From the studios of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association in Fort Myers, Florida, this is the Royal Palmcast, the show about people and things that realtors, homebuyers, and home sellers care about. And now, here's your host, Jim Sandville.
Thank you, Jerry, and welcome to the Royal Palmcast. This is the show about people, things, and things that realtors, homebuyers, and home sellers care about. I'm your host, Jim Sandville, as Jerry just confirmed. Thank you for doing that, Jerry.
You're very welcome.
Some days I'm not so sure. We are coming to you, as usual, from the production studios of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association here in beautiful, sunny Fort Myers, Florida, where it is another spectacular day. And I'm telling you, our endless summer does not continue. This just goes on and on and on. As a former New Englander, I'm waiting for winter, not happening. When does it happen, Jerry?
This is about the best you're going to get. Maybe it gets a little colder January, February.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I can handle that.
No snow.
Yeah. An old friend of mine used to tell me that when you move to Florida, you can put the shovel away and you don't have to scrape hot off the windshield here. So it works out very well. Today, we are very happy to welcome into our studio one of the members of our association here. Her name is Jennifer Desrosiers. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you here. Jennifer, one of the reasons we wanted to have Jennifer on is because she is very active in social media, I think a little more so than some realtors, and we thought it would be a great idea to have her in here and talk about her strategy for social media, maybe a couple of tips, and find out a little bit more about Jennifer herself and her business and what it's like selling in Lee County and Southwest Florida in general, and Cape Coral in particular. So, Jennifer, if you would, please tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your background?
Well, I'm also a former New Englander. I was born and raised in Beverly, Massachusetts. So that's about 20 minutes north of Boston. I've got 3 children, and I went into real estate just after having my 3rd child. And yeah, I've lived down here for about 17 years now.
So you're an honorary native, 17 years.
Yes, yeah,
Wow.
I've done my time.
Yeah, what's the biggest lesson you've learned and the biggest advice you give to newcomers to this area?
Just be patient. I mean, crank the air and ride out that first year where you're missing the seasons. For me, that was the worst. I would close the blinds, decorate my house like it's fall, like it's winter, turn my AC nice and cold. And then after a year or two, you start to feel the difference. Like, I'm in a sweater today. It's chilly.
Yeah, my first year here, I went back to Maine to visit some family members in mid-November, I think it was, and I vowed never again to travel north after mid-October because it was too cold for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm going up a week from yesterday.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm leaving soon. It's going to be frigid for
Yeah.
me. It's going to be in the 40s, but I'm not ready for it.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's T-shirt and shorts weather up there, though, this time of year.
They'll be teasing me.
Yeah, I acclimated very quickly to Florida, and I guess you did too, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's great. One thing I haven't seen down here, though, is from the perspective of the Florida experience, haven't seen a gator yet. 5 years. Have you?
Oh, yeah. I have a home with a lake in the backyard, and we've got just several. Sometimes I have a very small dog named Daisy. She's in some of my social media.
Gator bait.
Yes, yeah, gator bait. My son goes to UF, so we're familiar.
Wow. Well, I'll have to steer clear of those guys. How about iguanas?
Yes.
Do you see those?
Not as many.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Luckily, they look a little creepy to me. I don't want to see one. Mm-mm.
I live on a canal in southeast Cape Coral and recently saw some dolphins for the first time coming right up to the dock. It was awesome.
That's amazing. What about manatees?
I have not seen a manatee yet, but I guess this is the time of year where you tend to, right?
Yes, yeah. Especially if you go in North Fort Myers, there's some great parks and things where they, like right by FPL, you can go and they'll nest in the waters and you can see babies.
Oh, that's so cool. Jerry, you grew up here. Have you seen manatees?
All the time. Yeah. I had some interaction with them on a wave runner, which was not necessarily pleasant. But
I hope you didn't leave any scars.
No, I was actually going very slow, but there was one beneath me. But yeah, they're really cool. And you can see them, like she was saying, right by the power plant. They have a manatee park.
Yeah.
Show you where that is sometime.
I'm so excited about seeing the wildlife here. It's such a cool place to live.
For
it's
sure.
so different from New England, isn't it?
Oh, yes. So different.
Very cool. All right, Jennifer, let's talk a little bit about social media, which I see you are very active on, more so than some other members. Every week you're posting on Instagram, Facebook, yes? What's your strategy behind that?
Well, I feel like real estate is so accessible to the consumer that you need to do something a little bit more personal to remind people that they might want to work with you, because I think it's so easy for people to do some of that searching on their own. But if they see who I am as a person, then I can remind them that I am, not just a nice person that they might want to get to know, but also have some handy tips that they might not be able to find on their own.
Now, you do a lot of video, I think, on Instagram in particular, right?
Yes, I do.
And you've got a little bit of a tagline. What is it?
No.
Do the tagline.
Yeah, I do. Jennifer Desrosiers, your favorite realtor.
And let the record show her hand went under her chin and making that trademark gesture that she makes. You'll have to check her out on Facebook or Instagram if you want to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, you see that every video. That's kind of cool that you got that going on. So do you get a lot of interaction on the platforms themselves from your...
I do, and it was shocking. I started making these videos, and all of a sudden, I think when it hit me that people were paying attention, my son, who I said goes to UF, went to visit friends at a college in upstate New York, and they went to a party, and it was maybe 1 or 2 in the morning, and he sent me a text, and he said he pulled up one of my pictures to show his friends who I am in New York, who had never met me, and they knew me because they had been watching my videos.
Really?
Yes. They saw my videos because a friend of his that went to school with him here had shown them all of... So when he pulled up my picture, they all said, oh, that's Jennifer. That's your favorite realtor. And he called me and he said, Mom, oh my God, you're famous. When my friends get old enough, you're going to have so much business.
You are an internet sensation from Florida to the Northeast. That's fantastic.
That's when I realized, I'm doing something that's getting noticed here.
That's great. Yeah, the beauty of social media is it's a worldwide thing. Mm-hmm. If you've got people in Germany, for example, looking to buy in this area, have you found you've heard from folks outside of the country?
Yes, actually. And a lot of times the way that I market my videos is I have them on different platforms and they all link to the same place. So I can track where people are finding them. And I've had people contact me from Canada, but also in Ireland, in England, Germany, Brazil. It's been fascinating to see where people are watching me. And it's kind of like, who's doing that? I mean, to be fair, there have been a few views in Australia, but I did go to high school with a girl that lives in Australia. So I don't think that was organic. But that's
So do you put a lot of particular hashtags on your Instagram to get that attention?
Yes, and I think that's a huge lesson that I learned only in the last few months is you can't, a lot of people use hashtags to drive home a point or just add some humor to what, almost using them ironically, but that's not necessarily the way to do it. You've got to look at the ones that have over, if you can, 1 million uses or, hundreds of thousands of uses, and that's what you want. So you'll see me use them to target my location, like if my listing's in Cape Coral, because a lot of times people will follow that particular hashtag. I've received interest from potential customers looking to move to the city because they saw me use that hashtag and that's what brought them to me. Or I'll use something like open house for house hunters that are looking for opens. Things that have a lot of hits is really important. That's what's going to drive interest.
So you've converted Facebook and Instagram views to sales.
Yes.
You've sold houses.
Absolutely. Most recently, I'm working with 2 buyers right now from Facebook. I'm working with one short-term renter, long-term buyer from Instagram right now, and I've recently sold property to people that found me through my videos on social media.
So if you had never done any social media, your business would be smaller.
Yes, and that's important because I've been very lucky where a lot of my business is repeat customers or referrals, which is huge in this business. As you know, the vast majority of people forget their realtor's name after the first year, and I've been able to do multiple deals with probably 80% or better of my customer base. But originating new business is crucial. And so this has been a great way for me to originate new customers that will then become, hopefully, knock on wood, repeat customers.
Now, how did you get started in social media? What made you realize that this is an important tool to leverage?
Well, for that, I really have to give credit to a past broker of mine. I was working at the time with Tony Price, and he said, and I'll never forget it, he said, "You have such a quirky personality. You need to let people see this. You should be doing videos." And I was so embarrassed. I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to do that." But he really pushed me. He said, he follows a lot of stats. He's definitely a trend person where he'll watch the trends in our market. And so it was really him. It was the first person that said, "Get out there, show your personality. That's what's going to drive your business." And it worked. And so between that and then so I started doing videos of property tours, videos at open houses. And then I have a friend who works in marketing at Gartner, a local company. And she gave me a call and said, "I love your videos, but instead of always just pitching a property, you should offer some information to your buyers beyond, do you want to buy this house, but something in general." So I did my first things to expect at an open house video. And that was from another friend who was sort of watching and helping me grow. And that one had thousands of views. And so that's when I kind of thought, oh, I'm onto something. Mm-hmm. And now I've done videos of, baking before an open house. And, now it's just kind of, I balance it between my personal life and my business to give people a holistic picture of what they're getting when they work with me.
So do you do a live video every open house? Or?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yes,
yeah.
I think that's important. And the live ones can be hilarious. I mean, because one time I was in the middle of a live video, and you're always trying to watch the door, right? So no one walks in while you're doing it. And someone, of course, knocked on the door in the middle of my video, and I thought that I said, "Oh, I gotta go, someone's here." And I thought I ended it, but I didn't, and I put my phone in my back pocket and ran live.
That one probably got more hits than any other one.
It is a popular one, yep.
That's funny.
Yep.
That's funny. Now, there is it's a double-edged sword, of course, with social media. I would think that there would be a little concern on your part about your personal safety, because anybody can be watching, and if there's some untoward person out there mm-hmm. who decides that he or she is going to go to that house and cause you a problem, how do you take care of that?
Well, that has happened, and especially in light of Realtor Safety Month, it's a really important point to make, because you're always at risk as a realtor. If you're going to market for an open house, you're basically telling people exactly where you are for exactly how long you'll be there, and there's a good chance that some of that you'll be there alone. There's no real way to walk that line, in my opinion, because you have to do your job. So it's a risk that I think I knowingly take, and I've had a couple of instances where it's been a little bit uncomfortable, but I always tell my location to at least one or two close friends or my husband who's nearby. I wear an Apple Watch to every and this is not an ad for Apple, but I wear my Apple Watch to every open house, and I have a feature where I can just discreetly hold in a button, and it immediately pings my location and tells contacts of mine that I'm in trouble, and will automatically call 911.
That must give you some peace of mind then.
Yes. Yeah, it sure does.
All right. We are coming up on a break in just a minute, but I do want to set something up. Both now and after the break, I want to talk about some of your top social media tips. Can you give us just a couple now, and we'll save the really good ones for after the break?
Okay, sure. I think one good tip is to offer enough information that a consumer couldn't necessarily find on their own. So I like to do market updates and give people a quick snapshot of what our county looks like. And that's not hard to do. If you're a member, then you know how to go into our statistics page and sort of set up the parameters you need to have. I like to show people what the average days on market is. I like to show people our current inventory and sort of give some explanations. I think that's helpful, and it's not something that the average person can do for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another tip before the break?
To balance information like that with a little bit of personal content, just so you're reminding people that you're more than just a machine. Because I think that nowadays the consumer wants to hire someone that they click with. because anyone can do the same digging. All of us have the same resources as realtors, so it does come down to personality.
Gotcha. All right, we're talking with Jennifer Desrosiers from Rose Tree Realty in Cape Coral, Florida. We're talking about social media and the real estate business in general here in Southwest Florida. And my name is Jim Sandville with Jerry Johnson, and we're going to take a quick break and come right back after this with Jennifer's top tips.
Hi, this is Bob Wade, and you're listening to the Royal Palmcast.
Hi, this is Matt McGowan, and you're listening to the Royal Palmcast.
Hi, I'm Bill Risser, and you're listening to the Royal Palmcast with Jim and Jerry. This place is amazing.
Are you a realtor in the Fort Myers, Florida area, or thinking of becoming one? If so, you should know that the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association is here to support you. Sure, we offer access to the multiple listing service, but that's just the beginning. We also offer certification classes, exclusive online tools, and a peer network of over 7,000 local realtors and business partners. We also operate a Realtor store with signage, lockboxes, maps, and other Realtor essentials at our locations in Fort Myers, South Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Our advocacy arm, RPAC, works to make sure your voice is heard in Washington, Tallahassee, and at the local level. We speak out on issues important to the real estate industry, like water quality, private property rights, and tax matters. Realtors from throughout Lee County, Florida, and beyond count on the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association to help keep them at the top of their game. If you're a realtor or an aspiring realtor in the Fort Myers area, you'll want to take advantage of all we have to offer. Contact us today. You can start by visiting our website, rpcra.org, or by following us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. The Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association is here for you.
We hope you're enjoying the Royal Palmcast, a production of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association, your association for realtor services, resources, and education. We are committed to the success of all of our members and advocate for property rights, both residential and commercial, as we continue our efforts in participating and influencing public policy on local, state, and national levels. Your association also leads the way with community involvement, member engagement, promoting the use of local, state, and national benefits, and more, all of which helps provide a superior realtor experience. With 3 locations in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and South Fort Myers, the staff of RPCRA is here for you. Visit our website at rpcra.org and make sure to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media for valuable information on upcoming classes and events. Now back to Jim Sandville and the Royal Palmcast.
We are back on the Royal Palmcast here from the studios of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association of Fort Myers, Florida. Today we're speaking with Jennifer Desrosiers, who is a local realtor in Cape Coral, Rose Tree Realty. And Jennifer's giving us some of her top social media tips. She has really picked up on best practices for social media as it pertains to realtors. And we really are happy that she's willing to come in and share some of her experiences with social media, how it moves the needle for her business with you, the listener. So we hope you're enjoying it as well. And Jerry, by the way, I got to mention to you, I love that song that I just heard. That is a wonderful, jaunty song. It gets me in a good, upbeat mood every time.
Oh, I know you do, Jim.
I just love that song.
I'm just going to keep using that song.
I'm a big music guy. You know that about me.
That's right.
And speaking of music, I heard a rumor, Jennifer. Maybe you can confirm this. Maybe you can't. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Are you a musician?
In the loosest sense of the word, yes.
Talk to me. What?
I play guitar and I sing. And my husband and I like to go to open mics in the area and do that kind of for fun, strictly for fun. But yeah, we do. Mm-hmm.
So where can we see you perform?
Well, I've got to say, Perk and Brew on Cape Coral Parkway has a great open mic. They do that on Thursday nights. And the Number 3 Brewery, also on Cape Coral Parkway, that has a fantastic open mic on Monday nights. So we like to go there.
Nice, nice. So do you ever mix business with music, sell some houses? I have brought
customers with me occasionally. They haven't been in the area long, or, we finish a deal and they want to celebrate. And so I have occasionally brought customers, but I've never promoted my singing on my business page. That's a secret. That's a
compartmentalize it.
Yeah, well, because, what if it's an off night? I don't need people to say, Jennifer Desrosiers, you're a crappy performer. No.
I can't imagine that. So you're a realtor, you're a musician, you're a mom, I know that. You're Superwoman, right? Is this what's going on here?
I didn't want to say it, but if you say it, that's fine.
Yeah, it seems pretty clear to me. You get a lot going on. How much sleep do you get?
Not enough, ever, no.
All right, that's awesome. So we'll look forward to seeing you out there. Have you ever heard Sheena Reagan? Do you know Sheena?
Yes.
She's our member comedian, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there's an act to be assembled here. I don't know.
I like this.
Just spitballing here. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a member talent show would be fun.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I know Jerry's got some talent he would bring to the stage, but we're going to discover what that is at some point. We'll keep researching that one.
I run mixing boards for podcasts, Jim.
That's a talent. That's a talent.
That is a talent.
Yeah. So, Jennifer, back to social media.
Yes.
Is there such a thing as too much social media?
Yes. Actually, there's statistics you can find on that. And I use Pinterest for social media, but I also use it to learn how to sharpen my social media use. And one of the things they say is timing is everything. So particularly on Facebook, you can oversaturate, and people will just get tired of hearing from you.
Oh, how much is too much? How do you know?
They say you shouldn't post more than 3 times a day on Facebook, and it should be spread out by a number of hours. They also say that the best times to post are typically morning around 10, and then afternoon around 2, and then again around maybe 4:30 for Facebook. Interestingly, on Instagram, they say there is no cap. And I think that's kind of funny, but when you think about it, it's more condensed. People are more likely to scroll, which is why videos are something that I use a lot of on Instagram with hashtags to drive my audience. But they say you really can't overpost on a site like Instagram versus Facebook, where you totally can.
Yeah, I know that there is a level that you can reach where there's an annoyance factor.
Yeah.
For example, I signed up for, free dessert or something at some local restaurant, and I had to give up some personal information like my phone number, and I am bombarded with text messages from this restaurant who shall go unnamed, but I don't intend to go back just on that basis alone.
That's true.
It's off-putting.
Yeah, and then another interesting thing that I have found, I join groups to share posts to from my business page on Facebook. And I thought that would be a great idea to do. There's open house groups, there's, rental and sale groups. Well, I noticed a lot of realtors were sharing their property posts and even personal videos in, Fort Myers garage sale groups or buy, sell, trade groups. So I thought I might do the same. I'd seen other agents do it, so I wondered about that. Almost immediately, I got messages from people who were frustrated saying, I'm here to look for garage sales, and this house is not a garage sale, and what is this doing here? And I immediately stopped. And I think paying attention to where you're posting and what your reception is, don't be so sure of yourself that you're not willing to second guess your strategy. So I reversed course on that very fast.
Yeah, well, it's a learning experience, I'm sure, for everybody. So that's one of the reasons I really appreciate your being here today, so that you can share what you've learned, what are the do's and don'ts of social media.
Sure, thank you.
And I know you've got a couple of really good tips that folks are dying to hear, and I want to save those for a later part of the program. Okay. But first, I want to get into something that I love. This is actually my favorite part of the program. I'm going to be honest with you here.
Oh my gosh.
This is called our lightning round. Are you ready for this? Have you heard about this?
Yes, I've heard about this.
Well, producer Jerry here, in just a moment, when I give him the signal, is going to hand me the official 3x5 game show host cards with the questions for the lightning round on them. These have been secreted away in a super box in Cape Coral since noon last Tuesday. So,
oh my goodness.
Jerry went out and retrieved them this morning on the way to the studio, and he's going to give them to me now.
Yeah, I think, hang on. You want this one too?
You got all of them?
Yeah, I think that's
okay.
Okay,
I have the cards.
I
officially have the game show host cards. I'm going to ask Jennifer the lightning round questions. Now, what we're looking for here, Jennifer, are soundbite answers. Just no wrong answers. Just spit it out.
Okay.
Whatever you got. Okay, you ready for the first one?
I'm ready.
I'm not. I'm going to look for my list on the index cards here. All right, here's our lightning round. When's the last time you saw
Last year.
And where in Mass?
In Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Taxachusetts, as they call
Yes,
it.
that's what they say.
All right, where would you live if not in Florida?
Massachusetts.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Oh, okay. This one is multiple choice.
Okay.
And I think I know what you're going to say here. You guys, use, or y'all?
You guys.
I knew it. I'm a you guys guy, too. What's your go-to social media platform?
Instagram.
And what's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure. That's a hard one. Probably coffee.
Oh, okay. I see you've got a cup here from a local coffee place.
Yes.
And tell me now about some of your favorite things. Your favorite TV show.
That's a hard one. I love Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, that's a good one. I agree.
Just obsessed with that show.
That's good. It's starting up again next month, right?
December.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Me too.
Yeah, very cool. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, gosh. We're a movie family, so it's hard to say.
Give me 2 or 3.
Okay. When Harry Met Sally.
Nice.
I love The Proposal. That's a guilty pleasure movie. I know. It's not amazing.
I'm not familiar.
But it's ridiculous. I love it.
My wife loves that one.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's my bad mood movie.
Ah.
Yeah.
Have you been to Katz's Deli in New York?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you sat at the table?
Yes.
Like I have? Yeah.
Have a picture.
I'll have what she's, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
people
Oh, yeah.
know what that is. So.
Great matzo soup there.
The soup, it's good. All right. Your favorite day of the week?
I like Mondays.
Mondays are not bad. I like that one too. Food. What's your favorite food?
Anything Italian.
Favorite breakfast food?
Okay, it sounds weird. We have a local restaurant that has the best chia pudding fruit bowl.
Chia pudding fruit bowl.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
that's a thing.
Very
Okay.
healthy. It looks terrifying because the chia seeds are black, but it has coconut milk in it. It's delicious.
This is superfood is what we're talking about
That's
here.
exactly right.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite book?
Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Nice. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Form of recreation?
Reading.
Oh, nice. All right, changing the subject here just a little bit, Jennifer. Socks with sandals, yes or no?
Never.
Never, okay. Who's your personal hero?
Oh, my goodness. Wow. What a question. I don't know.
And that's an answer if you don't have to know.
I don't think I know.
I'll tell you what, if it occurs to you on the way back to your office this morning, you can just text me and we'll get it in the show notes. So,
Okay,
so
thank
people aren't left hanging.
I appreciate that.
We want to make sure we get that out there.
Sure.
All right. And do you do any imitations?
No.
All right. We'll just move on then.
Move right on.
All right. I hold in my hand the last lightning round question. You get one bucket list item, Jennifer. What is it?
Go to Alaska.
Alaska. Not Hawaii, Alaska.
Never anywhere tropical. We live in paradise.
That's
I don't
true.
need palm trees.
That's true.
I need more snow.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard it's absolutely spectacular.
I'll get there.
I like that one. That's good. All right. Thank you. And now I would love to hear from you your top 2 social media tips that our Realtor members and others can use.
Okay. Top 2. I would say, counting down, number 2 of 1, keep your content fresh. So I am partnered with a graphic design company, and that helps me create individual content that not everyone's going to have. And I like to switch that up. So whether I'm marketing properties and I can make fresh videos for those properties weekly or monthly, or just little quick reminders, like I just posted one about being thankful, but I'm able to customize that. So it's not the same for infographics that the National Association of Realtors is putting out for us to use. You can use those, but keep that content fresh and original.
All right, that's number 2. That sounds pretty solid. What is your? I don't know if we have a drum here to
I was
roll.
going to say, we need a drum roll.
But there's no rolling
I'll
of any
look for
drums,
some sound
but,
effects.
You know.
I'll put it in later.
There it is. Number 1. Jennifer, your number 1 social media tip for our realtors.
Authenticity. You have to be yourself, because if you're imitating other people that you've seen, or the idea of what you're supposed to do, or even if you're just too stiff, it's going to read and people aren't going to trust you. So, I feel comfortable sharing my tips because nobody else has my personality, just like I couldn't imitate someone else. So you just have to be yourself, and whatever that is for you, that's your brand. That's who you have to be.
That's great. I'm sure that that comes through in all your videos. I've never known you before today, but I can tell that just meeting you eyeball to eyeball here that you are genuine in your social media posts.
Oh, thank you.
Now, do you tell your kids I'm your favorite mom?
No, but my kids will often, and my husband too, will make fun of me all the time. Your favorite realtor, or my husband tells me at home, your hand's not right. You're not doing it the right way. I'm like, it's my thing. What do you mean?
Oh, that's funny, folks. You got to check out Jennifer's videos on Instagram and also on Facebook, but to see what we're talking about here, you'll see her trademark gesture, and it's charming. It's charming, and as we've heard, it leads to house sales. So yeah, you can't argue with that. All right. Anything else you'd like to share about the real estate business in general? Some observations?
Just it's a patient process. I think it's going very well. We have such a strong market. It's very exciting. New construction has come back, which has caused a slowdown effect, I think, in resale homes. But I think patience and continued digging is the key to keeping your customers happy. So just be patient.
Now, I've seen a lot of realtors come into this business expecting glamour, money, right off the bat. Is that the case? What are your observations there?
Well, I've always heard if you can survive the first 2 years, you're going to be okay. And I think that's true. I think life happens and you have to continually stir the pot to see success down the road. And I have been lucky enough that if you, like I, grow your career based on relationship building, you will never have a problem. You know, I've had some years where the year I lost my mom, I didn't originate any new clients that year, any new customers that year. However, I was able to make my sales goal strictly on repeat and referral business. And that's because of the previous year's effort to stay connected and grow my business based on relationships more than quick sales. And I think that's the key to a long career in real estate.
Keep that pipeline going, yeah. That's great. All right. I think we have come to the end of our show, according to the clock on the wall. And I want to thank you once again, Jennifer Desrosiers, for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and we really, really appreciate the tips. And here comes the music, and you know what that tells me, Jerry? That tells us that it is the end. There's no way around it. You've been listening to the Royal Palmcast. This is the show about people and things that realtors, home buyers, and home sellers care about. And again, I want to thank Jennifer. This has been great. And if you'd like to connect with us, you can do so by sending an email to shows@rpcra.org. That's shows@rpcra.org. I want to thank our producer and Director of Marketing and Communications, Jerry Johnson. Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome, Jim.
Our CEO, Beata Jones, and the entire staff of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association here in Fort Myers, Florida, for all the help and support. And be sure to check out our other podcast, Realtor Riff Rap, with host Nick Pagelis, and of course our YouTube video program, Realtor's Corner, with Nick and Joanna Rowell. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Royal Palmcast. Tune in again for more episodes and make sure to check out our sister podcast, Realtor Riff Rap, and our video news show, Realtor's Corner, which can be found on the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association Facebook page and YouTube channel. Sponsorship opportunities for these programs and more coming soon. So stay connected with RPCRA and stay tuned. This has been a production of the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association.